Stop coughing. All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? If you are a returning viewer, welcome back yet again to another episode of The Gentleman Show. If you are not a returning viewer, what's up? We're The Gentleman Show. We make a lot of videos based around musical content such as reactions, covers, stuff like that. This is an EP by our good friends over in the band UnWorthy. Our boys Dennis and Jordan. We are reacting to... dang it, what's the EP? In the Face of Death, full EP by UnWorthy.
We will not be reacting to the single we reacted to. If you want to see that, you can go watch our
was it called Unbroken?
I think it was Unbroken, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forget single names. Usually I'm good at remembering album names, but single names I can never remember unless I listen to it like a billion times. Alright, so anyway, without further ado,
Boys and Unworthy.
We are going to get into this. Let's go.
Slow and heavy. Nice.
Okay.
Got a bounce riff. Nice.
Huh?
Nothing.
So immediately right off the bat, my complaints that I had about Unbroken, aren't there. It's not really as muddy as Unbroken, and the cymbals aren't as prominent and piercing as in Unbroken. And so yeah, sounds great.
The vocals are a little heavier than.
Yeah. But also the vocals are a little lower in the mix. I think they should be a little more prominent. Maybe a little wider.
So
alright.
Intro?
So that was an intro. That was an intro track.
That's a great intro track.
And 3, 2, where's it going? In the Face of Death, the title track. Let's go.
That lead in the background.
Yeah, the lead in the background sounds really cool. Now, there is a little bit too much low end in the guitars. I think they should kind of high pass the low end just a little more.
That dissonant chord, that was nice.
The lead guitar, though, is mixed really well.
I know for a fact this part right here is influenced by 4 Today.
Yeah, I kind of hear that. The drum mix is really good, but again, I think there's a little bit too much low end. But the toms are really mixed well, and the toms are what I personally have a lot of trouble with mixing.
Oh, two-step.
Yeah. I like the two-step. I got 2 feet, I can only take 2 steps. Technically, I can only take 1 step at a time. If I had 3 feet, then I could take 2 steps because I could balance on the middle foot and then lift the legs on the side. Our brother is behind the camera and I'm just trying to see if I can make him laugh. He's trying so hard not to laugh. Oh yeah. You see, those vocals sound great because I can tell that I think they're doubled, and so they sound much bigger.
It sounds a lot. The vocals sound a lot like Sleeping Giant.
Yeah. And these vocals feel much better in context of the song. But then also, a lot of times, low screams are picked up a lot less than higher screams. Like if you look at the waveform in your DAW, low screams are always smaller than the higher screams, and so it takes a lot of compression in order to boost them to the level of higher screams. Yeah. And that's why a lot of times higher screams will sound just naturally bigger and stuff. Alright, Heavy Worship. I'm excited for this. Oh. Right off the bat. Okay, so I have one problem so far with all these songs. The intros don't sound as big as they need to be because the drums need to be a little more intricate. Maybe a little bit more cymbal work.
I hear all the cymbals on this side, but it's kind of just...
And so that's my only complaint about that. I think just mainly the drum work needs to be worked on just a little bit. You see, this part sounds huge and stuff with the less intricate drums because it needs less intricate drums, but those drumming was about as intricate as in the intros of the songs, and so with the more intricate guitars, it didn't really fit. Oh. What I love is how riffy he is. Like, usually in a metal song...
can come up with some spicy riffs.
Usually, you'll get, like, riffs, and metal bands will have one riff playing constantly, and then maybe change it up to another riff. But all of these songs are, like, multiple different riffs, and then maybe they'll go back to one riff as the main riff.
That's what I really like in songs, when it's, like, one riff, then new riff, new riff, new riff, new riff, and then reprises the old riff. It's really nice to hear.
Where's it going? I feel like they're transitioning, but I don't know. Oh, you got that black metal element. Oh, those goblin voices. Okay, so that was really cool. I just felt that the goblin voice could have been a little nastier if he had gone more through the nose.
It really makes it work when it's nasally.
Yeah, so as opposed to like, it was like, and that would have made it so much better. Oh! I heard my coffee maker making this sound earlier today.
Oh, that's nice. So far, this EP is great, and there's Unbreakable. Honestly, let's keep going. We'll just flip through it because I want to keep the flow going.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
That was a really nice flow.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
You say I live in fairy tales, imaginary people that live in the sky. I know what I believe is true. Save my life.
Let's go. I don't think I know any of the other lyrics to it. I don't know.
Okay, say. My face.
Let's go. Sammy left. Now I have no one to make laugh. One thing though is Jordan absolutely, I can tell he loves doing chuggy riffs, and that makes me happy because chuggy riffs are so easy to just vibe to. You just
I didn't say it in the original reaction, but
I will fight back. Fight back
with the truth.
Let's go. I'm probably clipping the mic when I do that. I don't know. Great solo, by the way. I don't think I said that enough in the first reaction. Great solo.
what I was saying is this song is also very for today feeling.
Yeah. Alright, fading out. Death is not the end.
A lot more melodic.
Yeah, immediately right off the bat. I feel like the bass needs to be turned up a little bit, but like push the low end down as well. Well, either that or kind of push low end on the guitar itself down.
That's straight up Miss May I.
This reminds me of someone. I just don't know.
This reminds me of Miss May I.
Yeah, Miss May I. That's who it reminds me of. Heck, it kind of reminds me of the song that I've been working on. It kind of, that's just that initial riff. Alright, so this chorus sounds great. I just feel like it needs more. It's a little bit minimalistic, but I think it needs a little more elements. But it also, structurally, I don't really think that the transition from the beginning of the song works flowing into this part. It works inside the song, I just feel like the transition itself. So far, I think this is my favorite breakdown on the EP, because I love slow breakdowns with just prominent vocals just going. Oh, wow. And back into the... Okay, I like that. The China, or whatever symbol is going right now, needs to be turned up, because it feels too minimalistic with just the riffs, and I can only hear like the kick and the snares and the toms.
Those leads are amazing.
Yeah, the leads in this song specifically are amazing. Like, especially Delicious. It's the start of a new beginning, like our channel. That's the sound I make when I stub my toe. Let's see if I can make that sound. Yeah! That was not good. I ate a really hot pepper yesterday. It was probably the most pain I've experienced in my life, and I just haven't been able to do vocals today at all, especially highs. My throat is just ruined.
This one reminds me of Shadow of Intent.
Yeah, I feel that. Bearing my own burden. Ow. My wrist all of a sudden started hurting.
That slide into the distant chord, that's cool. That's really cool.
I think it's mainly just the structure in this song, but I hear the bass a lot more in this song. And I think that's my only, my main problem of this EP. It's a great EP, but I only have two problems. A, the guitars have a little too much low end, and then B, the bass itself needs more of that high end, needs more playing.
That part would have been so much better, like on a completely different level, if I could hear the bass playing.
Yeah, the bass playing. But the bass is a little too low and doesn't have that much prominent high end. I like the lead. I like the lead on this, but compared to the past songs, I feel like it's a little lackluster. Great tone though. Oh wow! I like that little walk up he does. It almost reminds me of Chung No Captain Chung for some reason. I don't know why.
I realize it's time for a change. There's no one else who can stop this. I have to take these steps myself. God, please save me from this place. From this living hell.
Okay. Where are you going? Where you going? I just want to know. I'm not gonna try and follow you or nothing, but I want to know where you're going so I can know where you're going, so I can be prepared. He needs help.
Still being
He needs help. Help him. Help him. Oh. I went too early. Okay, so that was pretty good. But I feel like he held the I need help a little too much. I think it should have just dropped immediately. I'm gonna have to pull up the song names because I'm not gonna remember any of the song names. And so I can tell you which one was my favorite. This reminds
So far,
me.
this is probably my favorite.
This reminds me a little bit of. I want to say Polaris.
I want to say Counterparts, honestly.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Counterparts.
Especially something off of Nothing Left to Love.
Yeah. I was wondering. I was like, the lead reminds me of something. Oh, this especially reminds me of something off Counterparts. Oh, got the dual leads going. That's nice. Oh. Yeah, I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorites off the EP so far. I like that riff. That's a really spicy riff.
Is it spicier than the pepper you ate last night?
No. Nothing was spicier than the pepper I ate last
I
night.
have left.
What little time I have left. I had to say it because you don't say it right.
What little time I have left?
No. Yeah, it's more dramatic. What little time I have left. You see, it's dramatic.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even hear what I said.
This reminds me of Counterparts.
Yeah. Some of his leads are definitely feel like Counterpart or Polaris, but a lot like As I Lay Dying
That
too.
note right there.
Oh, it's changing up a little bit. Let's go.
I think the kick should be a little more prominent.
Yeah. The kick, I believe, needs a little more high end just to feel a little more clickier. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of more of a
thick.
yeah. Well, like, I love thick kicks, but when you mix the thickness with some of that clickety clack sound, it just. They changed key. That's another thing about this EP so far. All the songs, like, change key a lot.
They pull it off really well, though.
They do pull it off very
really
well.
Cool.
Two minutes left. I think this is the last song, right?
Maybe.
I like this riff a lot.
All that matters now is your will for me.
That clean guitar.
It should
Oh,
be
God.
In all I say and do, you've washed away.
I need more of this.
Bass. There needs bass. I can't really hear bass.
The old is passed away.
You can hear it. It just blends in with the guitar a lot.
Yeah, I need to click it. I need that clack.
Oh, I can hear the bass
Oh,
there.
there it is. Alright, having the bass come in there more prominent just makes it sell.
That's very nice. I have to say, I think this is my favorite song.
Honestly.
Simply for this part. This sounds immaculate.
May no one question the truth inside. Let your light shine for all to see. It should be obvious.
Yeah, I feel like the bass needs to be a little more prominent. Oh! Oh wow, that little change up in the... I gotta get some water because I gotta... Whoa. I thought it was done, but no!
This part is such a Karen parts.
Yeah. Oh, and then they're gonna hit me with the fade out. They're gonna hit me with the fade out. They're gonna hit me with the fade out. What? No! 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 If there is one thing
I gotta check the camera.
If there's one thing that it makes me sad, it's fade outs at the end of the album. Fade outs are for the second to last track because then you have the fade out, but then it's like a serious note, you know? Fade outs are for when you're going and it's like bittersweet and stuff, and then it fades out, and then all of a sudden, and you get serious, and it's and it just like. It makes the last track have a little more hit to it. And it makes you know, this is the last track. It's time to get serious.
But you gotta think, this isn't the end. There's
That
more
is true.
music to come.
That's true. That
isn't-
is true.
This isn't closing the EP. It's not closing a phase. It's not the end of something.
That is true.
There's
That is
more
true.
to come.
There's
more to come.
I feel like what I want from EPs and albums are a definitive ending. That it, like
I feel like with an EP, I feel like there's a lot of freedom to where like with the next EP you can like riff off the last.
Yeah, that
EP
is true.
And just like kind of build on that story.
That's true. It's
Whereas
just
an album, it's long enough to where it's like, oh, you listen to the whole thing and boom, it's over, and it's like, this is nice. This is really nice.
My thing. Some of my favorite endings. I feel like endings of albums are some of the most important parts of albums and EPs. Some of my favorite endings are Bloodied Unbowed. The Summit's ending is just amazing. When it closes off, all the instruments go away, and it's just Shane's vocals just,
it's beautiful.
And then Knock Loose, laugh tracks. They're just going, and it's brutal, and then all of a sudden it stops off, and there's laugh tracks. And then it ends. And then,
the ending of the new Knock Loose EP, that too, because it's just that impermanent, that riff just keeps playing on repeat,
but then they
just slows down.
Yeah, but then they strum just, and then it's just chaos.
And it's just noise.
And then it just kind of just stops. And so, we
can't forget the greatest album ending of all time, I'm not gonna lie, is probably the ending of I Let It In and It Took Everything.
Yes. Or Brave Faces, Everyone by Spanish Love Song.
That too.
So anyway,
endings are important.
Endings are important, and so that kind of made me sad, but it was a great song to end it out on. I felt I needed a little closure. You know what I'm saying? But I do get your point. It's just an EP, it's not
plus
the
with the
it's not
context
the
of
end.
the song, because like if you think about the key change in it, the key change part, it was very aggressive, very dark, and the key change, key change kind of gives it this really unease type feel.
Yeah.
But then it goes back to the original key, and it's just like happy, yeah. And so it's like you go to this dark place, but then you come back and you're like, no, I'm happy. And then it just keeps,
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
I am happy.
And then it just keeps going. And so I feel like with the ending, it's like accepting, like, you're happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. And nothing's going to stop
Now
me.
I keep thinking of that meme where it's like the brain says, we sad today. And then I was why? I said we sad today. So anyway, I'm gonna stop saying so and like and I'm gonna be a little more eloquent in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
So anyway,
He said so.
Alrighty then. Anyway, for thoughts. My main thoughts for the album...
Wait, I thought we were giving thoughts.
Well, we were kind of ranting about the end instead of giving thoughts.
That is true.
Alright. My thoughts were... I thought this was an amazing debut EP.
Heck
for the new version of the
Heck
band.
yeah.
It's an amazing debut EP, especially in the scene they're in. In my opinion, this is better than most of the newer bands that have been popping up.
I would say as an EP as a whole, I would say this is better than like what Diamonds to Dust put out. Because really the only thing... Well, in my opinion, as a whole...
You can't really... you can't really
really
compare those two, because this is more of a metalcore vibe. Diamonds to Dust is
there was some
more of a deathcore.
But the thing about Diamonds to Dust is really what blew them up was Corpus Christi. But that's literally the only song I listened to. I'm just saying,
we reacted to them before Corpus Christi.
That is true. And it was sick.
Don't diss on Diamonds to Dust. Don't diss on my boys.
Here's what I'm saying.
No, stop
This, as a whole, beats it, in my opinion. I'm not saying Diamonds to Dust is bad.
Why did you even bring this up?
In my opinion. As a whole, I think this...
I hate you now.
This beats Diamonds to Dust.
I hate you now, because there's not even a reason to bring this up.
Well,
There's
I would compare
comparison.
Well, Diamonds to Dust uses
They're
a
two
lot
completely
of more,
different styles.
It's really not. They're actually pretty similar, especially with Dennis's vocals. Dennis is underrated. Dennis
is underrated.
Really
my problem is okay. So anyway, into my thoughts on the EP.
His thoughts, because
my thoughts on the EP, because you are an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You obviously are confused about something. So, my thoughts on the EP as a whole, it's a great debut EP, especially for the scene they're in. When I think of like guitar work in the underground Christian metalcore scene, I think chugs on drop B guitar and nothing but that. Maybe some ambient like picked lead where you just make a chord and then you pick the leads. That's all I think about. But then we got over here, he's just like he's all up and down doing amazing stuff. Dennis also does a lot more than most of the scene's vocalists do. Now, my only problem with this EP is the mix. I feel like...
Hey, but what can you do?
Yeah, what can you do?
Can you do?
He mixed it himself. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they got a professional mix it, and it's honestly really good for having it be him mixing it and just them doing it on their own.
Yeah.
You know? And so, basically, my mix critiques, I guess I can say, despite being highly underqualified to critique, A, too much low end in the guitars. B, the bass also had too much low end and didn't have enough high end and needed to be more prominent. C, the kick needed a little more click in it. And number D, stop laughing at me. Number D, the cymbals sounded a little automated and cheesy. But that, what can you do? They're cymbals. It's really hard to get good cymbal sounds with plugins and stuff. And so those are my only complaints. Other than mix, I felt that some of the songs were a little confused in terms of structure. Unbroken, I feel, had the most cohesive structure. A lot of the other songs were went everywhere a little bit more and had a wider variety.
Honestly, listening to the whole thing, Unbroken was a great choice as a single.
It was a great choice as a single.
It's so easy to swallow.
Yes.
And I'm not saying the other stuff isn't easy to swallow because it is really consistent and it's not, riff
We're
salads.
running at 34 minutes right now, Coco. Let's go.
I'm going to wrap this up. But it's really, really, really good composition and it really works. It's not just, same riff over and over again. But it's also not a riff salad. Everything has a part to play. That's it. That's I guess that's it.
All right, so, UnWorthy. We challenge you. UnWorthy versus Indignant, our band.
Yes.
Coco on guitar versus Jordan on guitar. Dennis on
boys.
vocals versus me on vocals. I just want to... I'm just throwing this out there. Y'all don't got to accept or anything, but I feel like that'd be a fun thing to do. I think that'd be a very cool thing to do. Come together, kind of collaborate as artists, kind of... have y'all kind of plastered onto our YouTube channel, and then also just give us something to do for our band while we're making new music. And it doesn't have to be now. It could be anytime you want. Just come on, man. All right, so anyway, if you like the video at any time, please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we drop more videos. We are going to be releasing more videos in the future because we now have a new place. We got a new room. We can do videos up, we're on the second floor of the house. Everyone else is on the bottom floor except for some of our siblings' room next to ours. And so we can be up making videos. So, anyway... Bye.